Hi, it is raining and yucky outside, and there's flash flood warnings in effect, and yeah, the streets are flooding because it's good old New Orleans. But I am in a pretty good mood right now because I just got back from my second oncology psychologist appointment. One of the things we talked about in my appointment is for me to stop centering my life around cancer. And I went started going to this psychologist because I've been just really struggling with, grasping for life outside of cancer. But now that I've entered into this post treatment world where I'm not in active treatment, I'm impacted by cancer, as I like to say, and I'm a cancer survivor, I guess, even though I hate that word. But I'm trying to figure out how to navigate life, and part of it is just trying to decenter my life from cancer, just being a cancer patient. I had mentioned to her in my first initial consultation that when I went back to school, so I went back to school to finish my bachelor's. I got 2 bachelor degrees in 2015, and I had dropped out after my dad died of cancer and my paternal grandmother died of cancer within a year and a half of each other, and had dropped out of school entirely in 2003. And then I like to call it the break from school. I like to call it my gap decade. So I took 10 years off and then went back to school to finish. And when I was in school, I identified really strongly with being a non-traditional student, and I'll get back to cancer in a second. But I identified really strongly with being a non-traditional student, someone in my 30s. I just embraced it instead of being, like embarrassed or whatever that I hadn't finished my degree. I just embraced, like I said, being in my 30s, being an undergraduate student. And then when I graduated, I was like, oh, okay, like that's not my identity anymore. Now I'm a college graduate, and was just trying to figure out a little bit who I was after, I graduated. And then it's kind of a similar thing in that I'm done with treatment, and now it's like, now what, now that I'm not a cancer patient per se, like what's my identity now? And so my entire the past year has been wrapped around cancer so much, and my thesis for school, like I'm a graduate student right now, my thesis is centered around cancer. I'm writing about my cancer experience, and I just don't get a break from thinking about it. So now we're trying to move forward and think about less about myself as a cancer patient, more about just a whole person. So I thought I'd take this video to maybe reintroduce myself and stop trying to think about myself just as, a diagnosis. I should say, not that I've ever really reduced myself down to my diagnosis, but still. So hi, yeah, I'm Christy, and some things about me. I am a roller skater. I started roller skating in December of this past year, and I was in chemo when I started roller skating. I had been roller skating since I was a kid. I had my 13th birthday party at Skate Country, and I was skating roller blading on the lakefront in New Orleans in my early 20s, and then I just got back into it this past year, like I said. So that's something I really enjoy doing. I try to go to adult skate night at least twice a month. And I'm just constantly trying to like get better at it and just have fun, and just see how far, like how good of a skater I can be. I'm also I like to run. I'm a runner. I try to run a couple times a week. Before I had cancer, uh, or I knew I had cancer, I should say. Started running up to 3 times a week, and I was trying to do a couple of 5K races a year, and that was really a source of pride for me because I was never a runner before, and not that I was like particularly fast, but I was faster than I thought I could ever be with these short little legs. I'm 5'1". um, so yeah, I am a writer. Like I said, I'm in an MFA program for creative writing, specifically nonfiction. I've always been a writer since I was a little kid. Also, I play flute and piccolo. I haven't picked up my flute in a while, but I play flute and piccolo. I've played instruments since I was a little kid. My mom used to teach piano lessons, and then I played piano for a little bit, and then I started playing flute in 4th grade. So I've been playing flute since 4th grade. I played my sister's wedding 3 years ago. Talk about hard, trying to play flute. My sister got married on the rim of the Grand Canyon, so talk about hard trying to play flute with wind blowing up your flute and you're crying because your sister's walking down, and she's so beautiful and so emotional. Anyway, and I bought a piccolo because I used to play piccolo in high school. And I bought piccolo because I had started playing in an adult marching band for Mardi Gras, I guess 3 or 4 years ago. So I enjoy that. And then I had joined the New Orleans Volunteer Orchestra, and I played with them for like less than a year. I had to quit because when I was starting grad school, they rehearsed on the same nights I had class. But I'm planning on joining them or maybe this other group after I graduate. So maybe next fall, starting to play again regularly because I enjoy it. And I'm kind of rusty, so I would like to just get back to maybe the level that I was playing at when I was playing a lot in like high school and stuff. I enjoy costumes. As you can see, some of my costumes, my headdresses that I've made for Mardi Gras, I like to keep them displayed around the spare bedroom because, well, it's not really a bedroom. It's more like a music room / office / sewing room, I guess. I like to make my own costumes. It's fun. It's a creative outlet. It's not really something that I'm not like a great seamstress per se, but I'm pretty creative in that regard. Let's see what else. I enjoy just being active. I love kayaking. I love rock climbing. I went rock climbing for the first time this summer with First Descents, and I'll make a video about that at some point. I love that. I love movies. My bachelor's degrees are in film and theater and English. So I really like to read a lot. I like to watch movies. I would love to take my favorite class for film was film theory. So I love dissecting movies. But I'm trying not to be obnoxious about it, like some people sometimes can be. I try not to be pretentious. I really love RuPaul's Drag Race. That's one of my favorite TV shows. And I really love watching documentaries. I love that show Nailed It, where they make the cakes that look like crap. I'm watching season 3 right now. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats that I love. One of my cats I just found out has cancer though, so he's 14, and it's gonna be a couple. We might have a couple weeks with him. We might have a couple months with him. We're not sure yet. But I just found out a couple days ago. I also love photography. I started doing photography as a hobby not too long ago. Well, actually, yeah, I took some non-accredited photography courses back in 2014, I believe, and it's something I love. And I'm, again, like, not like great at it, but it's something I enjoy, and I enjoy trying to get better. So anyway, I'm gonna stop there. I'm rambling. Okay, bye.